Do not sleep on Windsor, okay? If you're looking to move or invest in 2024, this might be a great year to move to Windsor. I think this is probably one of the top spots you can go in Ontario right now. I got 4 reasons why, okay? Let's go. Number 1, economic growth, okay? So in 2024, we should see the new Stellantis battery plant open up. In Windsor, they're building this electric vehicle battery plant that's going to employ more than 3,000 people in this area. Most of them are coming from out of town. It's not Windsorites they're necessarily hiring. They're hiring people to move to Windsor. So that population is growing. Actually, it's been growing rapidly for years. It's probably going to get even more of a boost here with this plant and a few other things they got going on. And that's going to put more of a demand on their housing market, which should make the prices go up. This was a $5 billion investment by Stellantis and the Doug Ford Ontario government, okay? That's a huge investment. Doesn't matter what you are. If somebody is investing $5 billion into your area, good things are happening in that area. Now, they also have the Gordie Howe International Bridge still under construction. It looks like it's getting close to like halfway complete now. I mean, this drone footage is a bit old, but now you can see like the 2 spans are almost connecting, okay? That's still going on. They also are building the Amazon warehouse in Windsor, and then also they have plans down the road to build the mega hospital, which is going to bring, first of all, a ton of jobs into the community to build that hospital. But then once it's up and running, they're going to have expanded medical practices. So instead of going to London all the time for these specialized surgeries and stuff like that, it will be done here in Windsor. That brings high-paying jobs to the area as well. I mean, look at this article right here, okay? If a recession hits Canada hard, Windsor should be shielded from that recession. It will not hurt Windsor as much as it hurts the rest of Ontario and the rest of Canada. So 2024, a year of economic uncertainty. If you're going to be anywhere, I would be in the city that's shielded from the economic downturn. By the way, my name is Ryan. I'm a real estate agent and real estate appraiser in the Windsor area. I sell people houses and help people sell their house in Windsor, okay? I get people calling me from YouTube all the time. If you need some help, some guidance, I know it's scary moving to a new place where you don't know anything about it. Feel free to give me a call. I don't do rentals, unfortunately, at this time, but if you're looking to buy or invest or sell, feel free. That's my phone number on the screen right there. Shoot me a text or something, and we can get in touch.
It is so affordable that we cannot not.
Reason number 2, and it kind of goes with that last point, is we have cheaper living here in Windsor, okay? Pretty much anywhere you go in Ontario, it's going to be more expensive than Windsor. I think that's going to change. I think Windsor is going to catch up in housing prices and everything else to the rest of Ontario. But for now, it's still cheaper to live here. The government, they broke it, okay? It should not be $1 million for a little house like this in Toronto. This guy on Instagram you may have seen, but he literally compares Canadian housing prices to literal European castles. And yeah, there's houses in Vancouver and Toronto that are a piece of junk that sell for the same amount as an entire castle and estate in Europe. This country's broken in terms of real estate, and right now Windsor is like one of the cheapest places in this country, and it's also a great place to live. So, for example, this beautiful 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house sold for $325,000. It's in a safe area, it's quiet, and it was meticulously maintained by the owner. This beautiful home right here sold for just under $550,000. It had 5 bedrooms, including the basement, and 2 bathrooms in there. This one over here sold for $750,000 in Canada's safest city, according to this news article right here, okay? LaSalle, Ontario. It's like a suburb kind of Windsor. All of these homes in Toronto or Hamilton or Kitchener or London, they're going to be way more expensive than they were right there. I mean, especially that last one selling for $725,000. I feel like that's closer to $1 million almost anywhere else in Ontario. Okay, reason number 3, Detroit is back, baby.
Detroit, what?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Detroit, baby.
Okay, so you probably already know Windsor, like downtown Windsor, downtown Detroit, they're like right there, okay? Just that river and that border in between them. Well, this article from National Geographic is all about how Detroit is back. And honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's like when you go downtown and they've got a Tigers game that's happened. Everyone's in a great mood. There's street musicians out. It's a really cool vibe in that city. And of course, you got world-class entertainment. Some of the biggest acts in the world come perform at Ford Field. And of course, you got the other sports too, like the Lions and the Red Wings and all that. It's honestly a great city to just go hang around in. Go to the mall, go for a dinner and a show, go to a sporting event. It's awesome to have that right there. 5 full years ago, NPR in the States did this piece right here, okay? Detroit is having a big comeback. So I'm even late on this news telling you. I mean, this was 5 years ago from NPR. So again, right at an international border, that's a major plus. You don't have the Toronto congestion that you have living near the GTA, but you have the Toronto amenities right there over the border.
This was a mistake! I can't let go! I'm too scared!
And last but not least, we got lakes, baby. Yeah, we got lakes. We got Lake Erie, and I know a lot of communities in Ontario have Lake Erie because it's huge, but we also have Lake St. Clair. There are people in our community whose main hobby is sailing or boating or kayaking or paddleboarding and fishing. It's hard to do those things in like landlocked Kitchener, Ontario. You know what I mean? It really is a really nice benefit that we have these beautiful lakes right here. For example, like Kayak Cove is right here, and it's a place designed for so you can launch your kayaks and your paddle boards, and you can paddle out to Peche Island, this little island in the middle of Lake St. Clair that has a lot of little waterways you can paddle through down the canals, and there's like this beach you can stop at and just have a picnic. You can go swimming. It's a really cool place to go paddle out to. There's also a place you can rent paddle boards and kayaks over in Lakeshore, and then you paddle down the canal right here, and there's all these big homes that like back onto the canal, and as people are sitting out having their coffee, they'll wave at you. It's a really friendly area, and it's really cool to just explore that on a paddleboard. Oh, and of course, like I'm not a fisherman, but like I gotta mention fishing because apparently this is one of the best spots in Ontario. People come down here all the time for the muskie run. You see them like pull these massive fish right out of the lake or the river, right in front of like downtown Detroit, which is really cool. You can also like fish just off the boardwalk there if you don't have a boat or whatever. Like people are always catching fish right there off the dock. Oh, also out on Lake Erie, like you have Point Pelee National Park. This is like the southernmost point in Canada or something like that. You go there, there's beautiful beaches and birds. People go there to watch birds. Apparently there's like super rare, you can see eagles, you can see hawks, you can see blue herrings. You can see, you know in Finding Nemo, that like fish with the big, like the pelican, I think it's a pelican that scoops up Nemo. Well, those are super rare in Ontario, but they are sometimes spotted at Point Pelee. It's a really cool spot to just go see a little bit of wildlife. And then, of course, if you take the ferry out, you got Pelee Island, this giant island in the middle of Lake Erie. They got tons of wineries and beaches. It's a really cool weekend getaway. So all this stuff going on, like the lakes, the economy, the price of things just being cheaper. 2024, you might want to consider moving to Windsor. I think it's one of the best spots. But of course, like anything else, there's reasons not to move to the Windsor area as well. And in this video right here, you can learn all about that, okay?